Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Middleware Technologies. Today we will look at Podman API. In our last video we have seen how we can manage our Podman standalone system using the API services. But what we were trying to do is we were trying to manage the standalone system locally. The main advantage of API services is we can manage the Podman system remotely, basically interacting with the API services. So here in this video, we will try to see how we can manage the Podman service using the Python application. Okay, so Python basically I'm using to trigger the API calls from within my Python script. This way, we will be able to manage our standalone system, like basically where the Podman services like containers are running. Those we can try to manage using our Python application wherever we can from remotely. Basically, we can run our Python application remotely and try to connect to this API service and try to manage our container systems. Okay, so I'll be going through some of the basic API services which we can trigger using the Python application. Okay, so here I'm just trying to refer my documentation for this. So as a base, we need to have our Python installed. I have tested it with Python 3.8, so it should be fine with 3.x, whichever Python you have. You can try to test this application. Okay. And the main important libraries that we will be using within Python application are the request application, request library, and the JSON library. Okay, so the request library is basically used to send the get and post request onto the TCP channel. Okay, so where our Podman service is running. Okay, so the main purpose of the request library is to post that request to that particular channel. Okay. And a JSON library, it's basically the same as we have installed the JQ library on locally. So we are going to use this the same JSON library within the Python application. Okay, so the first and foremost thing that we need to do in order to interact with our API services is we need to start the service on the TCP channel. So let me start my service. So Podman system service TCP channel on 8080, we will be starting the service. Okay, so let me start my service. Okay, now my service is up and running, so we can interact with our API service. Okay, so let me go through the first thing that we will try to do from within the Python application. Okay, so what we will try to do is we will try to fetch the Podman information basically from the Python application. Okay, so let me show you basically the application that I try to build. Okay, so okay, so what I'm trying to do here is so here we are actually capturing the service URL on which we have started the Podman API service, and like you can see in the context, we are trying to capture it with a variable that we are going to pass to the script. So sysargv1 is the argument that we are going to pass for the context. So context is basically the resource which we want to manage. So here you can see for each resource there is a specific context. So for containers, let's say we have so many resources which we can manage: commit, run container, delete container. So each resource is having a context root. You can see the get request like after libpod, like what we need to pass. Okay, so like you can check for other resources also, like the volume. Let's see the create volume. You can see the libpod volumes create. So the context or the resource that we need to pass as an API is volumes / create. Okay, so this is more important for you to understand. So you can capture these details from the API reference like URL. You can go to this one here, using the like argument that I'm going to pass within the application. Okay. So let's say let's say we have passed the argument as info. It's going to trigger the podman info definition or function, and it will pass the service URL and the context to it. Okay, so let me show you how it works, so we'll have an idea. Podman Python, and I'm going to pass the resource that we want to fetch the information for. Okay, the context. So let me try to fetch the info. Okay, so here I'll just ignore the print here, whatever I have printed, but let's try to get into the details of this output. Okay, basically the info service let me open it in the browser. Okay, so this is how the JSON output shows when you hit the info API in the web browser. Okay, so but in my output I am trying to capture specifically the host name of the Podman system and the architecture. Okay, so if you go into the host name, so basically this is available in the host section. The host name is available in the host section, so that is what I am trying to capture, one thing. And the other one is architecture, that is AMD64. Okay, so that is also available in the host. But how I'm capturing that information is, so let me show you in the definition. So as I mentioned, for info, like I'm calling the Podman info service or definition. So let me show you the Podman info definition. So it is accepting the service URL and the context. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build the URL that we are going to send it as a request to the API service. Okay. So whatever response we are going to get, that response I am trying to convert into a JSON compatible format using the JSON library. So this is the step that we are going to do. So basically I'm doing a JSON.load to convert the response object into the JSON format. Okay. So here is the thing that is important. So once we have converted the JSON, like the response to the JSON format, we can actually fetch the data from a JSON file or JSON response object in the following format. So basically, so this is the host. Basically, this is the top level node, and host name is the second level node of which we are trying to get the details. Okay, so this is how I'm actually getting the details of the host name, architecture, and the config file. Okay. So I didn't mention about the config file, but this is the config file that Podman is using. So we try to fetch that information from info using store config file. Okay, so if you go into, let's say, store, so this is the top level node, and within that we have config file, as you can see. So this is the data I am trying to capture using the using my definition. Okay, so this way, like whatever information we want to capture using our Python application, what is important is we need to build the appropriate URL and we need to capture the response. That is the second thing. And once we have the response, we can convert that response into the JSON format, so that we can leverage the JSON libraries to pull specific field data from within that JSON response. Okay. So this is how I captured the info details. So let me show you some more. So let me show you some more APIs that I try to capture the information on. Okay, so the next one is let's say we want to capture the containers. Okay, what all containers are available on our standalone Podman system. Okay, so here I am passing the context root as containers/JSON, and there is a like string we are passing all is equal to true. Basically it means we want to capture all the containers, whether they are in the running state or whether they are in the stopped state. Okay, so this is how we can capture the container information. Okay, so let me show you first from the browser, like what is the output we get. Okay, so here you can see I have 3 top level nodes. So basically it means like I have 3 containers, container images that I am running. Okay, so let's try to fetch that information using our Podman script. Okay, let me run this Python script using the context that I want to capture the details for. Okay, so I'm passing containers /JSON and the parameters all is equal to true. So let's try to capture the details. So as you can see, it is trying to retrieve the list of all the containers. So I have right now like 3 containers available within my system. So I'll show you here also podman ps minus a. If you see, so these are the 3 containers right now, like they are in the stopped state, but they are available on my system. So nginx test, busyman2 and suite underscore direct. So these are the 3 containers that I have. So I was able to fetch that details. Okay, so let me go into the definition also. I'll try to explain you. So podman containers definition, let's go into this. So here also we are doing the same thing. We are passing the service URL and the context and capturing the response, converting that into JSON format, and this is important here. So basically we don't know how many containers we have in our system, right? So what I'm doing is I'm looping through the JSON response, and from each top level node I'm trying to capture the names. So basically that names item or a field is going to show me the containers that are available on the podman system. Okay, so this is how we can capture the containers, like how many containers are available on your system. Okay, so this is the second thing like I try to capture. And similarly you can see the podman images definition. So here also we are doing the same thing, but the context that we are going to pass to our service URL is that differs. So for images it is images slash JSON. So you can easily identify that from the API reference. So if you go into images and like I'm trying to get the list of images, so we'll try to see list images, and you see the get request or get request that API request that we need to send is libpod slash images slash JSON. Okay, so the same thing like I have applied here. Image like service URL is there under libpod, and we are just passing the context or the resource images slash JSON. Okay, so this one also if you want, let us try to run it. Okay, so you can see like I have 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 images I have downloaded right now. So I can list them for you. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this one actually there is basically we have one image only, but I have created 2 like different repos, basically images out of that image. So that is how that is where like here you're able to see like it is having 2 images, 2 different tagged images of the same image ID. So that is why it is showing like that. Okay, so this is how we can capture the image data from the Python application. Okay, so let me clear my screen and go to the application. The next one which we are going to do is a bit interesting. So we are trying to pull data, pull an image from the registry basically by triggering the API call from our Python application. Okay. So here to pull an image, we need to pass images/pull as the context root. Okay. So let me show you before I go into the details of the definition of this one. Okay, basically, like to pull a image, we need to pass the image name. Okay, so that is going to be data that we are going to post in the URL. So until now, whatever we have tried to do, like list out the images, list out the containers, or get the information from the Podman system like info. All these API calls were GET request. Okay, so we are trying to get some information from our Podman system. But now what we are trying to do is we are trying to get an image, but for that we need to post some information onto that service URL. So that is where the difference comes for this one. So here I am trying to actually pull a Redis image. Okay, so that is already available right now on my local system, so it is showing as available. But once you trigger this within the application, it will try to pull the Redis image from the repo. Okay, so let me show you the definition right now. So let's try to understand how I captured those, how I try to fetch that in what do you say, the image. Okay, so this is my Podman pull image that I'm going to call when there is an image pull request coming in to the service. Okay, so I'm capturing the service URL and context, and here these are the two important things that we need to set. So basically I'm setting the header content type, so it's going to be JSON format content type. We are going to set or send, and the payload. Basically, payload means what is the data that we are going to send with the post request. Okay, so that is a JSON dictionary or dictionary format data that I'm going to send. Here I am actually hard coding the reference. Reference means the image that we want to download. Okay, so this is important. So if you want to download or pull any other image, you can directly provide that name here, or you can pass this also as a like argument or argument to the function, so that there is no need of like hard coding the image in the application. So this is just to show you, like I try to hard code this value, but you can always pass the image name also, as we did the service and context. We can pass the image name also to the definition and fetch that image. Okay, and once we have set the header and the payload, so this is the post request that we are sending. Post URL, header, and the params. Basically, params means what is the payload that we want to send with the request. Okay, so once we get the response, so basically I think if everything goes fine, basically it will show a response as 200. Like right now, like I don't have that because it is already downloaded, but you will get a response string, like it will show as 200, and the image will be downloaded. So you can validate that image using Podman images. So it will show like Redis, like I have already downloaded it. Okay. Okay. So that is the one different type of API request I wanted to show you, and so that is the post URL, that how we will be sending along with the data, and the previous three requests were get request, wherein basically there is no need of sending any data with the HTTP request. Okay, and the last one, okay, I think that is done. I have tried to prepare only these requests to show you how we can fetch the information from API using the get and post API URLs. Okay, so you can try to explore more on this one. Basically, you need to keep the API reference URL handy, so you can go into this from the Podman document references. You can go, and so this is going to really helpful for you in case you want to manage your standalone Podman system remotely. So basically you can try to explore more on this one to like, let's say you want to stop your containers, or you want to like check the statistics of the CPU memory utilization on your standalone system. So all those information you can try to capture with your Python application and try to manage it remotely. So let's say you see some services down, or some containers are down, and you want to bring it up. You can simply trigger those API calls from within your Python application. So you need to build that interface basically to as per your requirement which you want for your environment. Okay, so you can build that interface, and what all things you want to manage remotely, that those things you can try to keep it as a API interface, and push trigger the request from there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you, how you can utilize this API services from within the Python application. I think this is not only Python, you can do it with Python only, but I think you can try with any other language also to get this API service working. Okay, so you can try to explore on that front also. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm done for today. I wanted to show how we can use the API services from Python. So thank you all. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something on this. Thank you. Have a good day.